Today we are going to discuss about hip bone. As you see, it is also known as irregular bone. Another name for hip bone is innominate bone. Hip bone consists of three parts. The upper expanded part is ilium, lower thin part is pubis, thick part is ischium. Ilium, pubis and ischium. These three together forms a cavity known as acetabulum, which is horseshoe shaped cavity which articulates with femur, which articulates with the head of femur to form hip joint. Hip bone has three parts: ilium, pubis and ischium. Ilium is also known as flank bone. It consists of upper end and lower end. Upper end consists of a prominent feature known as iliac crest. It has two ends, anterior end and posterior end. Anterior end consists of a spine known as anterior superior iliac spine. Below that we have anterior inferior iliac spine. Likewise, on the posterior aspect we have posterior superior iliac spine and posterior inferior iliac spine. Iliac crest has two ends, anterior end and posterior end. Anterior end we have anterior superior iliac spine. Below that we have anterior inferior iliac spine. Likewise, on the posterior aspect, posterior superior iliac spine, posterior inferior iliac spine. This side is known as anterior side. So below that we have pubis. This part of pubis is known as pubic tubercle. Now we are going to see the side determination points. The anterior superior iliac spine and the pubic tubercle should lie on the same coronal plane. Coronal plane is something which divides the body into anterior and posterior aspect. So the anterior superior iliac spine and the pubic tubercle should lie on the same coronal plane. This surface is known as symphyseal surface of pubis, which lies medially, which articulates with the opposite side of pubis. The symphyseal surface of pubis should lie medially. The ischial tuberosity and the acetabulum should face us laterally. Now we are going to look ilium. Ilium consists of the upper end and the lower end. Upper end has iliac crest. Iliac crest has three lips: outer lip, intermediate lip and inner lip. Outer lip, intermediate lip and inner lip. The iliac crest has a tubercle known as tubercle of iliac crest. This is known as tubercle of iliac crest. This surface of ilium is known as outer surface. This surface of ilium is known as inner surface. The outer surface is also known as gluteal surface, since gluteal muscles are going to attach on the surface. The inner surface is also known as pelvic surface, since it is going to face the pelvic organs. It has three borders: anterior border, posterior border and medial border. It has three borders: anterior border, posterior border and medial border. The anterior border, already you know, it has two important features: anterior superior iliac spine, anterior inferior iliac spine. Likewise, the posterior border has posterior superior iliac spine and posterior inferior iliac spine. The medial border going to divide the pelvic surface into two. This surface is known as iliac fossa. This is known as sacropelvic surface. The sacropelvic surface is further divided into two. The upper roughened area is iliac tuberosity. The lower area is auricular in shape, known as auricular surface, which is going to articulate with sacrum to form sacroiliac joint. The outer surface is further divided into four by gluteal lines. The gluteal line starts from tubercle of iliac crest to the greater sciatic notch, known as anterior gluteal line. Likewise, on the posterior aspect you have posterior gluteal line to the greater sciatic notch. From the anterior inferior iliac spine to the greater sciatic notch, you have another line known as inferior gluteal line. Anterior gluteal line, posterior gluteal line, inferior gluteal line, which divides the outer surface into four. So, this part behind the posterior gluteal line, gluteus maximus will get attached. Between the anterior gluteal line and the posterior gluteal line, gluteal medius will be getting attached. Between the anterior gluteal line and the inferior gluteal line, gluteus minimus will be getting attached. Between the inferior gluteal line and the acetabulum, you have reflected head of rectus femoris. So this is the anterior superior iliac spine. Anterior superior iliac spine is going to give attachment for two important structures. One is your sartorius muscle and the second one is lateral lip of inguinal ligament. The anterior inferior iliac spine is going to give attachment for straight head of rectus femoris. So below the inferior gluteal line, your reflected head, and from the anterior inferior iliac spine, your straight head going to join a muscle known as rectus femoris. On the iliac fossa, iliacus muscle will get attached. So that's all about ilium. Now we are moving to pubis. Pubis forms the 1/5 of acetabulum. Your ilium forms the 2/5 of acetabulum. Pubis is a thin medial part. It consists of three parts: superior ramus, inferior ramus and body of pubis. Superior ramus, inferior ramus and body of pubis. So your body of pubis consists of pubic tubercle, which you already know. This is pubic crest. Pubic tubercle, pubic crest. The body of pubis consists of three surfaces: anterior surface, posterior surface and medial surface. Medial surface is very important. It is also known as symphyseal surface, going to articulate with opposite side of pubis to form pubic symphysis, which is a secondary cartilaginous joint. Your pubic tubercle is going to give insertion to medial lip of inguinal ligament, which starts from anterior superior iliac spine and ends in pubic tubercle. Your pubis has a line from the pubic tubercle to the ilium known as pectineal line, which ends in the eminence known as iliopubic eminence, which that is between the ilium and the pubis, so iliopubic eminence. This line is known as pectineal line. Now we are moving to ischium. Ischium consists of two parts: ramus of ischium and ischial tuberosity. The ramus of ischium join with the inferior ramus of pubis to form conjoined ischiopubic ramus. Your ischium consists of a tuberosity known as ischial tuberosity. This tuberosity is known as ischial tuberosity. Ischial tuberosity is divided into two, upper and lower. Upper area is further divided into two to give insertion to hamstring muscles such as semimembranosus, semitendinosus, long head of biceps femoris, and the lower gives attachment to adductor magnus. The four hamstring muscles gets its origin from ischial tuberosity. Above the ischial tuberosity, you have ischial spine. This structure is known as ischial spine. You are able to appreciate two notches here. The greater one is greater sciatic notch, and the notch below the ischial spine is lesser sciatic notch, which is for sciatic nerve. Greater sciatic notch and lesser sciatic notch. Between the pubis and ischium, you have a foramen known as obturator foramen. This ramus is known as conjoined ischiopubic ramus, which is formed by inferior ramus of pubis and ramus of ischium. So that's all about hip.